Root, Zach, get smiling.
And Root Ben Hall.
The Ben Hall.
Here we go.
Catch Nate's absolute diabolical meal. Oh, I just said that's the kind of thing that they just throw out at the zoo. Like lemurs and stuff to scatter around and nip out. No, they probably turn their nose at it, to be fair. But back-to-back weekends for me and Nate. Nate's in short this week, I'm in tall, so it'll be interesting to see. You know who you're up against, you know who we've got. Yeah, man. And I don't have a fucking Scoobies, but we'll enjoy it all the same. As you guys have seen, and hopefully can tell by the fact that I am incredibly orange and stood outside a pretty grotty looking theatre in Rugby, it's show day number 2. We are here for the UKDFBA. It's been a week since the last show, and we're here to hopefully improve upon what we managed to achieve last week. Last week was the first dance, let's call it, of this rookie season. We took 4th at the WNBF Supernaturals, and it was probably one of the best days of my life. And you know, everything was running super high, excitement, nerves, all of that good stuff. Today is a lot more relaxed. I just feel a lot more present with the day itself. I don't feel like it's getting away from me. Here we are. We're at the Ben Hall. There we go. Famous for, I don't know, natural bodybuilding shows probably. But yeah, I'm trying to find somewhere to sit so I can talk to you guys a bit more effectively, but it's pretty wet out here. We'll just shoot over to this corner quickly. In terms of how I'm feeling, this week has gone, you know, within reason. I don't want to say as well as it could have gone, because I think there's always, especially when you're in the world of bodybuilding, there's always room to critique how things have been managed or how certain things have gone. There's always things that can go west that are outside of your control. Yesterday, for example, was up all night, basically just pissing non-stop. But I'm not let that affect me. We're 10th class on today, so as opposed to last week, it was very much so a case of turn up and do the do. This week, it's turn up, watch everyone else do the do for about 4 or 5 hours, and then hopefully get up there ourselves. Feel good. I feel confident. Last weekend's show, I knew some of the lads I'd be going up against. This weekend, I only know one of the lads that I'm actually competing against. It's Charlie. Everyone else is a mystery to me, so it could go any way possible. My goal and my intention for this show today is to just be as present as possible, enjoy it as much as possible, make the performative improvements that I know I can make from last week in terms of stage presence and confidence, smoothness of transitions between shots, and just how I present myself. But in my conversation with Zach, he's only really critical of my front relaxed. Everything else he actually said he's been quite happy with at the WNBF. So that's a nice thing to think about, to have not too much to improve upon. But yeah, we're going to crack on. Realistically, the next few hours is just sitting out and relaxing and not doing an awful lot, trying to keep fatigue as low as possible, keep my cortisol as low as possible, my stress, wait for friends and family to arrive who I've told to come a bit later, because I don't want them to just sit around watching a load of strangers in their pants. I just want them to see me in my pants. Probably catch up with you guys. I don't really know how this show day video is going to run, if I'm being honest. It's going to be probably a bit briefer than the last one. They're very strict on filming, so any clips that I do get will be from a camera, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll catch up a bit later on. I'm literally going to go inside now, drink some water and chill out. Right, back in the whip, en route to Casa del Daniels.
Yeah.
With some fucking silverware.
We got show him the trophy.
Yeah, get it up.
Hold on.
Oh, we know that doesn't work.
What a fucking
There
trophy.
we go. That's a thumbnail and a half. Smile. Yeah. Hey.
Mate, fucking mega.
Yeah. Pretty unexpected, but
good day in the office.
Very good day in the office. Very happy.
Crazy lineup, class of 13.
Big class.
It was 13, wasn't it?
13 big boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
13 big boys. It sounds like the start of something else. But
Yeah, a Body Blue episode.
yeah, she wasn't here today. Thank
No,
God.
she wasn't, no.
Keep her out of natural bodybuilding. We don't need Body Blue's influence.
No.
Very happy, obviously. Full debrief will follow. And now it's back home.
Yeah, we'll drink some water out of that.
Back to the
I would say
fucking-
champagne, but we've got another show.
We've got another show. 3 weeks' time. More updates to follow. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah,
Let's go.
right.
Let's go. Peace out, people. Well, people. Welcome back to the YouTube. Welcome back to the video. I hope all is well. In my world, I can tell you everything is more than well. Let's do a recap. Just to hit it off straight away, we took second place in a class of 13 competitors in novice bodybuilding tall. So the class yesterday was split up into 2 separate classes, short and tall. Your boy somehow at the magnificent height of about 5'10" fits into the tall category. Just by a relatively small margin. I want to say the cutoff is 177 centimetres. So we're a few centimetres above that. And yeah, we did pretty well. Mega trophy, mega medal, and an absolutely mega day. I kind of want to get into the meat and bones of what I think happened on the stage and why I think I was awarded the placing that I was. So we'll do that first, and then we'll go into a little bit of a breakdown as to how the day went for me, what I think maybe I did differently that allowed me to perform a lot better in terms of placings than at the WNBF. We've got our coffee here, so we'll sort of do a little coffee and talk. Good stuff. Oh, that is strong. Whew. Anyway, so out of the 13 lads, we'll run through how it kind of played. I've not got any footage, unfortunately, because to be honest with you guys, this week has been a lot more about being the best bodybuilder that I can be as opposed to being the best documenter of a bodybuilder that I can be. Going into the WNBF, I was really focused on documenting as much of that process as I possibly could and giving you guys almost like a first-hand experience of what it would be like if you would step into my shoes, hence why I was doing the daily vlogs and everything like that. Because nobody does it, especially not as a first-timer, and I understand why. It's because there's a lot going on. But this time around, it was more about, okay, we've got a super sustainable environment. We're at home all week, no real travel plans. How do I absolutely nail my processes and bring an improved look? Which we did. As it went on the day, 13 in my class, so we were split into a class of a call out of 5, then a call out of 4, and another final call out of 4. I was in the second call out, so they had the first 5 guys come out on stage. It was completely numerical order. They basically did a round of posing, and then we're told to stand at the side of the stage. They then brought my call out, which was me and 3 other gents, did the same thing with us and the same thing with the last class, and then they went into the actual judging of the show. So we do our call outs, each group of lads, and I'm not then brought back out for the first call out, and I straight away thought, okay, well, we're outside of the top 5 then. So they reviewed all 13 guys, selected 5, brought them out, and started running them through the mandatories. And at that point in the show, to be honest with you, I'd kind of accepted, okay, if we're outside the top 5 here, that's fine. Enjoy what's left of the day. You might not get to pose again until your individual routine. Stand here, be professional, hit your front relaxed, and stay a professional, stay an athlete. Just because you're at the side of the stage doesn't mean the judges can't see you. That's something I've always believed in. And you never know. You might get called back up to do some more posing off of that presentation and professionalism alone. I can't say that's what happened, but First lads did their call out. They kept the guy who eventually ended up winning centre stage, and they called a few different guys out and put me right next to him. At which point, in my head, I honestly thought they were doing it for the sake of comparison, just against the guys he just stood next to. I was fairly confident that they'd established 1, 2 and 3, maybe even 4 and 5, and they were quite simply leaving him in the centre stage as a comparison point, and also maybe testing his stamina out a little bit. Like, yeah, you've got a mega physique, but how good are you as a bodybuilder, you know? The posing, stamina and everything goes into the judges factoring and making the decision. It's not just about who's got the most muscle on the day. It's how you present it and the pageantry and all that good stuff. So during this second call out, I'm to the right of this guy, my right, his left, audience's left. That usually indicates that you're in second place, but I wasn't thinking that at all. I just thought they're bringing me out as a comparison point. But I treated that exactly as I treat everything in this process and this lifestyle, with a professional mindset and a winner's mindset, a competitor's mindset. And I just tried to nail my poses as best as I could. I thought, if I just do the best show that I can, maybe I'll secure that 6th place spot. So we run through those poses, everybody gets sent back. We then come out and do routines. Backstage vibes were so good, like everybody having a good time, chatting shit, and then we come out for the pose down, which was good as well. I've never been a big fan of the pose downs. I think they're probably like the cringiest part of the show for me, but that's just me, and it's just a personal choice. But anyway, it was good fun. And then we got called back out, all 13 lads, for the awards. And I said to Izzy yesterday, it was such a small stage for 13 relatively bigger lads to be stood on, that even with us spread out, you kind of couldn't fit everyone up there. And I was literally stood next to these trophies, as 3 of them for 1, 2 and 3, hitting my front relaxed and almost like not being able to get into it because I didn't want to barge the trophies. And at one point my arm did sort of budge the table, and I thought to myself, oh God, like, Liam, be careful, that trophy's about to be awarded to someone and you're going to knock it over, and then that, like, someone's going to have to take that trophy, it might break it. And I was like, oh my God. That shows you where my mindset was. And as they started calling, you know, Christian James started going through how competitive the class was and just getting the audience to congratulate us and stuff, which, by the way, he's probably never going to see this, but shout out to you, Christian. You do a great job, like, MCing the shows. I've been to a couple now and now competed in my first, and I've always thought that, like, just does a great job at introducing the athletes, making sure everyone feels wanted there and appreciated there. So cheers to you, mate. Anyway, they're going through and they're calling. Christian said there's a real battle between 6th and 5th to decide who gets that. Crikey, Izzy won't be happy. It's probably dented the floor with the quality of that medal. Rest that down there for now. The 5th and 6th, that's what we're talking about. There's a point between them. And I was stood there at the side thinking, okay, well, I think I'm in that range. They call it out, it's not me. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I must be 6th then. So I figured they call the 5th guy, he goes out, takes his medal and his place on the podium, and I think, yeah, okay, if he's 5th, I must have been the guy who was like a point out of being there. They call 4th, and I'm literally at this point, like, just stood at the side of the stage, kind of clapping. I wouldn't say I was like unenthusiastic or disappointed. I'd really come to terms with it. I was like, this is fine, this is okay. I've done worse here than I did at my last show. I know I've put a better package on stage, or at least I feel that I've put a better package on stage, so I can live with this. They call 4th, all good, clapping. 3rd, sweet. And then they call 2nd. And there's always a little bit more of a drama build up to the 2nd place, because, you know, there's an obvious winner, which in this case I think there was. It's kind of like, okay, that confirms that this guy's winning, so they like to put a bit of more gravity to it. And Christian calls out my number and my name, and I couldn't believe it. I genuinely couldn't believe it. I almost like had a bit of a delay in walking out to take up the spot and accept the medal and things, because I was at the side just ready to clap for someone else's name to be called. So for my name to be called, I just had this huge grin on my face, and I looked down at Izzy and my friends and family who were right at the lower right-hand side of the stage. They got really close, which was amazing. And I just said, what the fuck? Like, I genuinely was in disbelief. And it's funny to then watch those videos back, because my mate Jack, who was actually recording it, Jack, shout out you if you're watching, bro. He says in the video, like when they announce third, Jack says he's still got a chance. And it's like crazy, because I'm stood up there thinking, oh, okay, I've taken sixth. And yet there's people in the audience, and yes, they're my family, so they're going to be a bit favouritist, that have me in second, you know? That just shows the perception. Like, you just have no idea what you look like up there until you're actually off stage and you've had chance to decompress and look at everything. Let's get into that. So yeah, second place, the guy who took first was bigger and just better, and I've got no problems taking the runner-up spot. I also found out from Izzy today that he's returned. He competed 2 years ago at the UKDFBA and has come back massively improved. So that's crazy to me. Like, I lost out on a first place to a guy who's already competed and then come back and done it again. So even more kind of pride goes into that placing now that I know that. But anyway, the day itself, what did I do differently? I relaxed, to be honest with you. Like, I just relaxed. I didn't feel as much of a sense of pressure to put on any kind of performance for anyone. This show really was for me. I knew I'd done everything right this week in terms of following and executing the plan. I knew I'd had a few days that were hard digging. Not that it was a crazy long period of time, but I'd felt it. I knew I'd moved the needle forward in terms of just how I structured my week as an athlete and optimized my process as a bodybuilder. So to have that rewarded was huge, absolutely huge. And in front of some of my nearest and dearest, my mum and my auntie came out to support, which honestly meant the world to me. They're both a little bit more on the sensitive side, let's say, when it comes to me being involved in bodybuilding, because, you know, one's my mum and one's basically my second mum, and they just have concern. It's an extreme sport and it does extreme things to people. So to have them there and put their sort of own opinions to the side for a day to just focus on me and my achievements was huge for me. Love you, Mum and Auntie Karen, if you end up seeing this. Izzy, of course, absolute ride or die. Zach, Jack, Tommy, Kirsten, Soph and Mars brought their kids out, which was crazy. I'm not sure Leo really enjoyed seeing me afterwards with the tan, but he clapped for me, and so that's all well and good. And I don't think I'm forgetting anyone else. If I am, I'm terribly sorry. But yeah, huge result. And to lay it out, guys, I mean, I'm not going to show you every single goal that I set myself for prep, but this was a big one. This was a huge, huge goal. It was very close to the top of the list in terms of my priorities towards bodybuilding and prep, was to place top 3 at a show. And we've now done that. So it kind of, in a way, releases me from any pressures going into what is going to be the final show of my rookie year, the NBW International, which I am hugely, hugely excited for. I cannot wait. I've got 3 weeks of preparation as opposed to what we had before, which was 6 days. So the improvements that I made in 6 days only gives me tremendous confidence in saying we are going to bring an immensely improved package for the NBW International. We're going to have to, because it's definitely going to be the highest standard of competition I think I will face. There's going to be international athletes here. There's going to be people flying in from different countries. It is going to be a cream of the crop situation, I believe. And I'm excited to put myself up against that. I know, and Zach knows, that we've got another level of my mentality that we can tap into. It's not necessarily a part of me that I enjoy. It's not a person in me that I enjoy. And it is that relentless competitor. But for the sake of 3 weeks, we might need to turn into that guy sporadically and on demand. So that's the plan, is basically get absolutely inside out peeled for the NBW International, close any gaps that we've got in our posing and our presentation, work on stamina just so that in the case that we are up there and really getting worked, we can be even steadier on our feet than we were at the UKDFBA, which I think we were, you know, clearly one of the steadiest. But that's an area where I think a lot of lads go wrong, is they build the muscle, they do the diet, people don't practice their posing to the point where they're sweating and they're exhausted and they can't do more posing. You have to have that stamina. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to close this video off. We've got a little bit left of our coffee, and then I am shooting off for a push session, straight back into the grind, boys and girls. I will be doing more uploads, I think, over the next few weeks, just to kind of keep you guys in the loop on what's happening. Maybe a few more general lifestyle-y videos coming out as well that will always be tied back into bodybuilding in some way, shape or form. Thank you for watching this one, as always. If you liked the video, leave a like on the video. If you've got anything to say, any advice to give me going into my final show of the season, or if you just want to say congrats, bro, leave it in the comments. It really helps out, and I do read every single comment and respond to every single comment, so I appreciate people getting active in there. And if you are not already, or if you are a new viewer, please subscribe to the channel. You guys know what we're working towards. Big goals. I think we changed it from 500 subscribers to 500,000 subscribers, so why not, you know? Like, one of my mates actually messaged me recently off the back of my show and just said, you're one of those guys who does what he says he's going to do. And why not? Why would we not get to 500,000 subscribers and have a nice big silver YouTube play button on the wall? Why not? I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, my people.